This week on K Nation.
Natural leader. He's a really confident kid.
The countdown to football.
His ability to create things is what partially makes him who he is.
And basketball
Is on.
For some, it's a new beginning.
I can't describe the impact he's had on my life.
And for others, it's a proven legacy.
More opportunity to do something than any other coaches who've been here.
K Nation starts now.
K Nation, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K Nation, one Wildcat's on his way in and another is moving on to the next, but both are new head coaches. Who's K-State's new track coach and where one former men's hoops player is headed.
I'm Glenn Kinley in Las Vegas for Big 12 Football Media Days. One-on-one interviews with KU quarterback Jalon Daniels, K-State quarterback Avery Johnson, and Chris Kleiman and Lance Leipold's advice to younger coaches. That's coming up.
Plus, it's all about legacy. We catch up with a pair of former Hawks from two different sports who are reliving their time in the Crimson and Blue. Welcome into K Nation. I'm Landon Reinhart. She's Caroline Soro, and you saw our coverage all week long from Big 12 Media Days out in Las Vegas.
Yes, and we decided that Glenn Kinley needed a break after record heat out there doing live reports in 117-degree weather.
It was hot. I don't
Just
blame him for needing
crazy.
to cool off a bit. Yeah.
Yes, but don't worry, we've got tons of Wildcat and Jayhawk football talk to get to. But first, here's Glenn with a bigger picture moment from both coaches.
I asked Lance Leipold and Chris Kleiman what advice they would have for younger coaches. After all, neither of these guys are far detached from coaching at a lower level. Kleiman was just at FCS North Dakota State before coming to Kansas State. Leipold spent quite a bit of time at D3 Wisconsin Whitewater. Here's what they said young coaches should keep in mind.
Do it to have an impact on the young people. That's the first thing. That's the reason I did it. Is I left playing. I knew I wasn't going to play in the NFL, but I wanted to still be an impact on young people, an impact on young players, and see them go from developing as freshmen to developing all the way through their senior year.
Find a place to coach. Football is football. And if it's at one of our fine NEI institutions in the state of Kansas and you have a chance to run a room and learn and grow and recruit and make mistakes and bounce back from it, and you can be a coach, you can be impactful to young men. We've ridden many a bus and we've had to wash clothes and line fields. And sometimes you got to do that to understand the bigger picture. I was 42 years old making $43,000. And I never made over $15,000 until I was 30. But I am blessed beyond means now. But that was not the goal of coming to Kansas, and it has never been to stay. And I just hope our profession doesn't go sideways because of it. And that's why I think if young coaches want to get into this, they got to find a way to do all the small things to learn, to be versatile.
And you can check down me and both those coaches as grateful that it will cool down during football season. 115 degrees roughly the high for both days of Big 12 Media Days in Las Vegas. We'll hear from Jalon Daniels and Avery Johnson in one-on-one chats coming up. In Las Vegas, Glenn Kinley, K Nation.
If you miss them, you'll see them later. So much content from Vegas this week, but here are some of our key takeaways. Most notably, I believe, KU's expecting a fully healthy Jalon Daniels to be playing completely freely this fall. It's, of course, not been so smooth sailing with the injuries in his career, but he does say he's good to go now, and if he plays scared, that would only up his odds to get hurt. We'll talk to him one-on-one later in this show.
And let's address something else a little interesting. As far as the re-recruitment of Dylan Edwards goes, Chris Kleiman says there are no hard feelings, and he was actually the first coach to connect with him out of the portal. Later on, hear how Avery Johnson handled it too.
On the state of this new 16-team conference, both coaches mirrored each other when we talked to them. Leipold says this will be a really close title race, while Kleiman says that with the new additions, his scouting department has been more than busy than usual.
And how about a potential breakout here? KU defensive guys Jeremy Robinson and Mello Dotson immediately listed this senior DB O.J. Burroughs as their pick to show out. He played in 38 games the last 3 years, and they say he's one of the smartest guys out there.
And for the Cats, it's actually a guy they sent to Vegas. That's senior safety Marquis Siegel. He's really grown as a leader in the last year, and Kleiman says he has the potential to be a draft pick, much like other K-State DBs in recent years. Josh Hayes, Russ East, Juju Brents, and Echo Boydo. Clearly, we're counting down to football season on this show. Caroline, under 50 days.
We're getting there.
We are so close, and I'm happy, but let's talk about basketball too.
Yes, of course. Always basketball season around here as well, and some early season matchups dropped for college hoops this week. So let's start with the Cats. The K-State men are headed to the Virgin Islands in November. They open the Paradise Jam against George Washington that Friday the 22nd. If K-State wins, it'll play the winner of Louisiana and Liberty, and after that, it's whoever comes out of Longwood, UAB, Illinois State, and McNeese State. Maybe a little foreshadowing here. The Cats won the thing back in 2018.
Let's go over to KU hoops now. They dropped their non-con schedule this week, and it's going to be busy and fun. First real game November 4th against Brown, but then some blue blood showing up. Ooh. North Carolina in the Fog on November 8th.
Oh my.
Then a Champions Classic matchup with Michigan State on November 12th. Then they go to Vegas for Duke on November 26th. What a schedule. Then a Big 12 Big East road trip to Creighton, a 3 seed. And then the border showdown with Mizzou also on the road this year. That full list on our website, KSNT.com.
And while we're talking hoops, happy opening weekend of NBA Summer League to all who celebrate. We
Thank
are
you,
people.
I do.
We celebrate. Grady Dick has had a great start with the Raptors and Jalen Wilson with the Nets. Kevin McCullough Jr. is sitting out to rehab his knee, but there's a bunch of other Cats and Hawks competing. That full list also on our website.
15 total. Former National Player of the Year Frank Mason III will suit up for Team Mastery in TBT, the basketball tournament. Mason told us this week that playing at Kansas was, quote, the best time of my life. That's not me saying it, him saying it.
Wow.
And he's excited to be back with the Jayhawks to compete for the $1 million grand prize.
I felt like this year was the perfect time. Just to get back and play in front of the Kansas fans, it's just always an unbelievable experience. And I just felt like the time was this year, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
TBT starts this Saturday in Wichita. Hawks get Colorado State. Wildcats get Colorado.
All right, that'll be fun.
I tell you what, that Elam ending where the last shot's always a buzzer beater, ooh, it's fun basketball, especially in the summer period.
Hey, we're looking forward to it. Coming up later on K-Nation, we got those one-on-ones with the QB1s. Avery Johnson and Jalon Daniels are on the way. You won't want to miss them.
But first, we'll honor the old and the new. One legendary coach and one coach in the making get their stories told. That's next.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Hi, Clay Sherwood here with Frank and Dean, the CEOs of Cube.
And they want to make sure you're keeping your pool clear this summer with Aquasil, a truly chlorine-free solution. Let swims and sweeps keep you cool this summer.
Success Vision has incredible prices.
I got 2 pairs of glasses in about an hour for only $39.
I got my eye exam next door.
Success Vision has over 1,000 frames to choose from.
It's a one-stop shop for buying glasses.
12 years and the service keeps getting better. It's a 10 out of 10.
This is my 5th year with Success Vision and I'm happier than ever.
There for 39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Don't burn up your money on high energy bills. Get new energy efficient windows from Champion.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Stay cool and save 35% off new Champion windows. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window. The more you buy, the more you save. Save 35% off your new Champion windows and $100 off every window you buy.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
The paper towel will absorb the acid.
That's crazy.
Green tea to calm acne.
This is my favorite tip of the day. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Big truck accidents have resulted in big money for our clients.
In a wreck, need a check? Call us today.
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Welcome back into K-Nation. Dave Bingham is a Kansas Sports Hall of Fame inductee in the making after a 30-plus year coaching career and a whole lot of winning.
Yes, he took KU to its first and only College World Series appearance. That's baseball in 1993. But he says baseball in general in the state of Kansas was in growth mode when he showed up in Lawrence. He coached at Emporia State before KU and credits Jayhawk coaching greats before him like Floyd Temple and Marty Patton for making the program what it was. Now he credits AD Travis Goff for making the program what it is, saying Goff reached out to him before hiring current head coach Dan Fitzgerald.
Very thankful that he actually asked my opinion of it, but he really was on target for what was going to happen, and he's provided a tremendous amount of support to Dan and picked wisely of just a class guy completely in Dan Fitzgerald. So I really think that the program's in great shape.
And now Dave makes it back to KU every so often for games, and he'll be back again here at Topeka, actually, for the induction ceremony in October.
I tell you what, when Caroline first told me that story, I was like, so awesome, so cool that Travis Goff vets in that way. Calling back the former guys, pretty dang cool.
We don't have enough time in the day to talk about it, right?
Let's talk about a new guy.
Yes, K-State fans know the name Nate Aubrey pretty well. He spent 4 years with Manhattan Christian Hoops before transferring to K-State for his final year.
And he's going to be a first-time head coach at Wichita Trinity Academy now. It's his first time moving away from Manhattan, actually. He's a native, but he's ready. Aubrey wanted to coach, so he stayed with the Cats as a grad assistant after playing. Then when the opportunity came up to coach and be a spiritual life director, Aubrey knew just who to call, Coach Jerome Tang.
His first job, he was a high school coach and doing youth ministry, and he said, those were some of the most formative years in his coaching and his ministry too. And so I think after I talked to Coach and really was able to hear, his story and, how it worked in his life, it was really encouraging.
And a fun fact, Coach Tang actually officiated Nate and his wife Savannah's wedding back in May. You hear them talk, they sound so similar.
Cool relationship those guys have. Well, K-State Track and Field has named its new head coach, Travis Jepford. He's been coaching for 22 years, mostly as an assistant at Track Powerhouse, Arkansas. He won 6 championships and 4 National Assistant Coach of the Year awards with the Razorbacks. And Jepford will formally be inducted tomorrow in Manhattan. He has the responsibility of taking over a program led by the one and only Cliff Rovelto for the last 3 decades.
All right, he gets introduced tomorrow, and stick around. Coming up after the break, we hear from JD6, Jalon Daniels, what he's been doing to make himself healthy. That's next.
Searching for a career in advanced manufacturing or industrial automation? Manhattan Area Technical College's new Industrial Engineering Technology applies science and engineering through theory and hands-on application of skills. Learn more at manhattantech.edu.
Homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, I don't even know where to begin. Man, things sure were a lot simpler when we had our first lemonade stand.
Don't worry, just call the agents at Copeland Insurance. They'll answer all those questions.
Copeland Insurance.
Your donations are needed. Topeka Habitat for Humanity Restore has pickup service available for larger items, or you can drop off at our location in Noto. Donations are a vital part of our efforts to keep items from the landfill and provide decent housing in our community. Thank you.
From clearing land to building sheds or retaining walls to digging ponds, All Seasons Excavating and Landscape is here to turn your vision into reality. Our experienced equipment operators can create landscapes that increase your property's value. Call All Seasons Excavating and Landscape today.
Our local businesses are filled with hardworking, dedicated entrepreneurs who are Kansas proud. Consider shopping these Kansas proud businesses. Businesses like Lawrence Arts Center, Squishington's Candy Shop, and Squeegee Squad.
The paper towel will absorb the acid.
That's crazy.
Green tea to calm acne.
This is my favorite tip of the day. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Next live, Anna Faris from My Spy, The Eternal City, plus Kylie Cantrell from Disney's Descendants, The Rise of Red, and live Summer Survival Week begins.
Monday at 11 on 27 KSNT.
Manhattan Area Technical College will help you build a foundation for your college career, like transferable credits offered in your high school, earning your high school diploma through GED completion on our campus. Break through to a new career. Manhattan Tech, providing higher education.
Welcome back in. We can't lie to, has not been easy for quarterback Jalon Daniels to stay healthy. A lot of unfortunate injuries in his time.
Right, but as we told you a little bit ago, the Hawks are expecting a fully healthy and full season from JD6. Here's Glenn Kinley with a one-on-one with the latest.
All right, Jalon, this is your third Big 12 Media Days. Not many guys go to 3 of them, but you've been picked to represent your program. What does that mean to you? And also, is the experience any different in Vegas this year, or how have things been going for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing to be able to come out here and represent the Kansas football brand, the Kansas football program, how we go about things, and be able to tell everybody why we are where we are today, and be able to tell everybody how we're chasing that 1% daily. It's definitely a blessing to be able to represent the Kansas football program.
How has your perspective changed in the sense of, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think that now on-field trials would almost seem like nothing because there was a time where you would have been dying to be out there on the field, right? So when you go through challenges on the field this year, is it almost going to be a blessing to be able to go through those?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a gift. It's a gift from God to be able to be back on the field. But, when things aren't going your way on the field, I start thinking back like I would have wished I was here last year. When you start thinking about these workouts where you're tired, dog tired, remember that you couldn't do that not long ago. So when you think of it that way, it's a blessing to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. What changes or are there changes to make sure that you can be out there for 12 or more games this year? Are you guys being more careful? I know you're a go-getter, so I know you still want to do the most that you can.
Yeah.
But are there precautionary steps that you have to take to make sure that you can stay healthy?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would just say listening to the doctors, to the trainers, to the coaching staff at that, to, how many reps they want me to get. I've always been a guy that goes out there. If my team is out there, I want to do it. I don't want to miss any reps. I don't want to skip any reps. I don't want to be taken out. But at the end of the day, you have to be cautious because we need to play 12 games. So listening to Coach Leipold and when he wants me to get reps, listening to the trainers when they tell me I need to sit down or if I need to do more. I feel like listening to those people will allow me to be able to play.
Talking about your wide receiver group.
Yeah.
We saw him in the bowl game last year. That was we saw him before that, but that was the big one where it was like, what do you mean they had 3 touchdowns each? How good is that group, and how much confidence does that just ignite in you?
Yeah, I mean that's a group that's my class 2020. We've all signed in at the same time, and to be able to see the amount of strides that they made over the past few years has been amazing because Quentin Skinner, I've watched him go from a walk-on to the prime receiver. I've watched Luke Grimm go from being the third string to getting up there playing a little bit freshman year and now finally being the guy. I've watched Lawrence Arnold was my very first reception my first completion in college. So being able to see all these little things and watching it grow year by year has been amazing.
How much more attention is there on KU football than there was at your first media days?
Definitely a lot more attention. I feel like we were more so in the wings and the shadows back then. Last year started to pick up a lot. This year I feel like it's about the same. I feel like we're not the team that people are like, okay, we're not worried about them. We're not the team that people are just like, okay, we can overlook them. I feel like we're going to get every team's best now because we are where we are now.
How excited are you to play in the home of the back-to-back Super Bowl champions?
Being able to throw touchdowns or Patrick Mahomes throw touchdowns is going to be an amazing experience. I mean, being able to play on an NFL field, I've never gotten a chance to do that. So I'm looking forward to it.
As far as fan support, I still think there will be plenty, but maybe more alumni this year. Does that excite you that maybe some people who are in Kansas City and didn't always make that trip to Lawrence, but now it's 20 minutes, 15 minutes from their house, are going to be out to see you play?
Yeah, I mean, Devin Neal has told me a lot that he feels as if more of our fans are in the Kansas City area, so it'll allow them to be able to come to the games. I do feel like we'll be able to get some fans in that arena. I feel like it's going to definitely be pretty loud.
Yeah, you guys have everybody. I was going to say you guys, but everybody has a unique schedule this year with the new Big 12. Are there games or matchups that you're most excited about, or you're going to get to explore the country all over? It seems like.
Yeah, I mean the only game that I'm looking forward to is the first one, the second one, the third one, and then so on and so on. I'm focused on the day-to-day process now. Like I'm not focused too far into the future, and I also don't want to harp on our past success neither.
I'll end with this. How did you find out that Devin Neal was going to come back for one more year, and how excited were you?
Having conversations with D. Neal throughout the season, he was very honest about how he felt about certain situations, and then when he told me that he was coming back another year, you kind of knew.
How good is that 1-2 punch in the running
Hey,
back?
man.
And more than them, but those two are elite.
Hey, man, that backfield is going to look pretty nasty, pretty scary.
Yeah. All right, Jalon, appreciate your time. We're looking forward to seeing you out there this fall.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, and Jalon touched on it a little bit there, but Lance Leipold also saying this week he hasn't heard about any restrictions on Daniels, so they're going to be careful, but should expect him to do everything.
And I tell you what, we haven't seen a fully healthy one. If we can get 12 games out of Jalon Daniels,
could be scary.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch,
if
anything else.
Scary and fun.
Scary and fun. That's the name of my band in college.
Yes. Anyways, no, that was not the end of the QB Talk for the night. Up next, we've got Avery Johnson, how he's building chemistry and confidence with his offense. That's next.
Is that me?
No, it's me, your fireplace. Creosote buildup in my flue can not only be smelly, but it can also be dangerous and cause damage.
Now's the time to have your chimney inspected and cleaned. Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney today.
JML Engraving Manhattan provides quality service you can count on. JML can add that personal touch to your gifts, trophies, and special occasions. JML Engraving, celebrating victories in life.
5 years ago, I reconnected with my estranged father, and that's just something I never ever thought could happen. But when he became a believer, he just had this insatiable appetite to learn the Bible, and he began to watch Dr. Stanley.
God always blesses obedience without an exception.
He teaches in a way that it just makes sense, and I feel like that's the way our Heavenly Father would teach us.
27 News, honoring veterans through Veteran Salute.
We're proud to honor our veterans for their service to our country.
And we would love to share their stories. Please nominate a veteran at KSNT.com.
Be sure to watch 27 News Wednesdays at 10 p.m. as Devon James Injury Lawyers and 27 News honor our veterans with a Veteran Salute. Veteran Salute, sponsored by Devon James Injury Lawyers. Get your local news first on Fox 43 News at 9. Local news, weather, and sports every night at 9. It's your local news an hour earlier. Fox 43 News at 9. First on Fox.
What are you guys most excited for this summer?
Playing golf at the beaches. When your chimney decides to join the dinner party uninvited, call Certified Fireplace and Chimney. We're the experts in chimney repairs and replacements. Don't wait for a brick to crash your next gathering. Call now.
Welcome back. We just heard from Jalon Daniels, so let's go to the quarterback down the road now.
Yeah, expectations pretty high for Avery Johnson this coming year. K-Nation's Glenn Kinley caught up with him in Vegas. Here's that one-on-one.
Avery, as you go into your second year, but your first full year as a starter, what are you kind of hoping to showcase within your skill set or hoping to accomplish?
Just continuing to show that my passing ability and just being able to go out there and make plays, to get the ball to playmakers in space.
Yeah, talk to me about those playmakers that you have. We know the two guys you have in the backfield with you that are going to be, I think, really good, but I think you got a lot of receivers that maybe people don't know about but might know about by the end of the year.
Yeah, a lot of under-the-radar guys. Obviously, people know about our backfield and DJ and Dylan. And then you get into our receiver group. We haven't really had opportunity to showcase what we have at receiver. But I feel like this year, like, the sky's the limit for those guys. They worked hard all summer, and I really feel like people are going to be surprised when the season rolls around.
How important is it for you? I watched a clip of Tom Brady talking about, like, getting his guys involved early in the game so that they know that they're there and that they're valued and that they're needed. How important is that for you? Maybe not even a game, but, like, even all summer, to make sure that these guys know that, like, that you're seeing them.
That's funny because I've seen that exact same clip, and I can't remember if Wells sent it to me or BA, but it's super important because, you know, playmaker, like, guys feed off that. And if you get a touch, it could just be a touch out on the perimeter early in the game. Getting the ball to guys like that to gain their confidence will just ultimately make the game easier for me because their confidence is going to go up, and then they're going to be making plays all night.
You're the type of guy that always wants to help out as much as you can, always want to be there. How do you balance, like, drawing a line at some point of, like, you do have classwork to do and you do need to, like, have some downtime, but you want to give as much as you can to this program?
Yeah, like, it's hard for me because I'm not a person that likes to say no. And if people ask me for anything, like, we were at the Royals game and they're trying to walk me through all these people, and people are asking for pictures, like, hey, we need to go, and I'm like, if somebody asks me for a picture, I'm going to stop and take a picture with them. So it's hard for me to say no to people. So just let my dad do it or somebody trusted within the facility, because there's people that can say no for me. It's just kind of hard for me to do it.
Yeah. What's been the biggest emphasis, something that Matt Wells has been telling you over and over and over this summer?
Preaches take care of the football. As far as when our plays go, he just says, like, don't hold on to things. He says eliminate quickly is the words he likes to use. Don't hold on to something for too long, and then if you're done with it, find the back.
K-State has had good receivers, but not like a dominant receiver, or just like a time where you feel like you look at the stat sheet and these receivers. Do you feel like that's something that could inject energy into Wildcat fans to have a dominant like downfield threat more than they've had in recent years?
For sure. I feel like it could excite fans. At the end of the day, we just want to win football games. And I mean, if we throw for 400 yards in a game.
Or 4,000 would be good.
Yeah, 4,000 in a game. If we throw for 400 in a game and win, or we throw for 100 in a game and win, I guarantee the Cats fans will be just as excited. So I'm a competitor. I like to win.
Is that your mindset individually too? I mean, if you have 500 passing yards and 200 rushing, or if you have 25 and 25 and DJ runs for 8 touchdowns, you're just on board as long as the final score looks right?
Like I said, I just like to win. So whatever it takes, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. But I definitely think that we're going to be a little bit more explosive in the passing game this year.
How quickly did you call Jalon Edwards when he was in the transfer portal?
As soon as he hit the portal. FaceTimed him. Coach Kleiman okayed it to me, FaceTimed him, got him on a visit, got him scheduled for a visit, and then Coach Kleiman said handle it, and the rest is history.
And you knew he was going to be a Cat?
I knew it.
Yeah. Last one for you. I don't know how much you're allowed to tell me, but you got to test out the College Football 25 video game. I heard you say maybe they didn't have you quick enough on there, but what were your immediate takeaways from the game?
Really realistic. Like the bill looked super realistic. They had all our alternate jerseys. They had the noises. As far as our run out, they had our run out of the tunnel. Can't remember if they had the Wabash, but yeah, they had and it's good for a Cats first down. They had the roar after. As far as I feel like the player look, I feel like it was probably the most unrealistic thing, and I feel like it's for me is because I see these guys every day.
Yeah.
So it's obviously these guys aren't they can't get it to a T
to you,
of what guys look like, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to play, and just being able to play as your character in a video game, something I've always dreamed of. So I'm excited for it to actually drop, so I can play it a little bit more.
All right, absolutely, Avery. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Man, knowing you're going to be the quarterback going into the season, it's going to be a lot of fun watching him as well.
It
Two good
is.
quarterbacks.
I was going to say fun and scary.
Fun and scary. That's the way I describe them too.
Yes. All right. Well, stick with us. More K-Nation after the break.
38 Special live July 25th, 7 p.m. Stormont Vale Event Center. On sale now at the Cable Dahmer box office and Ticketmaster. 38 Special.
Hi, this is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Minority entrepreneurs create jobs and contribute to the cultural and social fabric of our society. Join us as we highlight a minority business Wednesday at 6 p.m. on 27 News. Sponsored by FHL Bank Topeka.
Get an 11% rebate on your outdoor projects at Menards. Shop the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscape blocks. Get free estimates fast using our easy do-it-yourself landscape design program. UltraDeck composite decking helps you make the most of your deck space. It's low maintenance and built to last. Get an 11% rebate on all decking and landscaping block at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
Before we send y'all off tonight, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas in July. Carol, take it away.
All right. Well, for the first time since 2014, there's a new college football video game dropping. Early access starts Tuesday with the full release coming on Friday. You heard Avery Johnson talk about it in his one-on-one, and Former KU wide receiver Quimmy Lassiter joked on Twitter that he's excited to join the running back room in Lawrence in this game.
Yeah, of course, a wide receiver. Who's your boy? Devin Neal. Devin Neal commented on him and said, hey, you're going to be last on our depth chart, buddy. And I don't blame him. He's true. I mean, even third on the list, Christian McDuffie's a baller, let alone Devin Neal and Daniel Highshaw.
We could talk about that running back room all day.
I tell you what. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.